I can do what? No, we had was going to college. We came home, and we were going to tell her daddy that we were going to get married. Well, she got hyper about it, and instead of telling her we were going to get married, she said we are married. And so after that, and we went out to the house to Mother and Dad. I said, "What are we going to tell Mother and Dad?"
Yeah.
And so we went out there and we told them that we were married, but we wasn't married. And we didn't get married until September.
And when was this that you told him you were married?
Oh, it was sometime.
If I remember.
I think it was in July or something. We had been to summer school and went back home that weekend.
Okay. So in September, did you have a big wedding, or did you just go before the Justice of the Peace and got married?
We went to Montgomery to a preacher up there and got married.
Okay. And then you came home and you said, "We really are."
Yeah.
No. No.
We weren't convinced that
Okay.
we were, so we just didn't make any fuss about it.
Okay. So they
No, not
celebrated
only tell the whole truth.
That's the truth.
Well, later on, it come to the point we had to own up to when we got married because of birth certificates and other things. So
Okay. Okay.
we told everybody the correct date.
You revised your date.
So how long did you keep this farce up? How long did you keep up the farce?
Oh, it was 25 years or so.
It was 25 years before you ever told everybody the truth?
I don't know what he's talking about, 25.
Oh, that's
It was at least
it
a few
was.
years. Okay.
I don't remember exactly when, but I said 25. That's when the son rented out.
See, Martha brought all that up because Martha knew when they got married. She
Okay,
went
so
with them.
that's why it came up that night.
That's right.
Okay.
Martha went with them, I think, didn't she?
No.
No, she didn't.
No,
No,
with her.
she knew about it. I didn't. I never did know about it.
No, didn't anybody go with us? We're not sure they married even yet.
Yeah.
Now, are you finished taping? Okay.
That night, what were we celebrating that night?
It was Mom and Dad's 50th wedding anniversary, and we were going to have a party the next day.
Yeah.
And I did not know when we planned to go over to see his uncle over in Tampa that you were going to plan to have the family for dinner. Well, by the time I found it out, we'd already promised him we'd go, so we couldn't back out of that. So I thought, well, they're just going to have dinner together. Then I found out you really told stories on each other, and I never heard all those stories. So,
Well, the night that we were, and I can't remember what we were there for, but we were at dinner. It was when your mom and dad,
They had their 50th
what
wedding.
was it?
their
It's
50th.
It was the night before the 50th wedding anniversary was going to take place at the church. We went out to John's and we ate. All of us. So Jeanette and Randall were there, and
Yeah,
Mary Strickland, and I don't know, several people
I
came
think
down.
Jeanette and Randall went,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah, there were a
Yeah, they were
lot
there.
of people that went down, and
Yeah. And I had flown in from Washington, D.C., because I was up there at a wedding. Dennis's kids were getting married. I think it was Chris. But anyway, and so I flew into Miami or Orlando, or somebody picked me up. Orlando, I think. And so I flew in there and went to the reunion, so I could go to the reunion, then rode home with Randall and Jeanette and Mary. Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Well, I wrote something on a card that I gave Martha, some smart remark or something. And, because I went with them to get married.
Right.
Yeah.
I got out of school to
I
go
guess-
with them to get married.
One of those study halls?
One was what?
Study halls?
Yeah,
I don't remember if it was study hall or not, but I was allowed to go and come as I pleased.
Obviously.
but there was something else that, about Martha and Horace that we was gonna tell, and she said, well, I know about y'all too. But I don't know what it was that,
I wrote something about the, I can't remember now what it was I wrote, but she read a card that I had written.
Yeah, she was reading all the cards, you know, that people had given them.
Yeah, and
That's what she was doing.
she was standing up, you know, in front of the 2 rows of tables that night, and she read the card and grinned and looked over at me and said what she did about it. And she says, "Are you sure you're married?" You know, like that. And that started a conversation in the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know why they eloped. They had the wedding planned, and my daddy's sister got extremely involved in the wedding plans, and it was becoming more Aunt Lalene's wedding than Mom and Dad's wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they drove her back to Stetson to college and just kept on driving and drove to Alabama, got Big Mama and got you out of school and went and got married, and then they went to Jacksonville for their honeymoon.
Yeah.
Okay, did I have that story straight?
You did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did.
Okay.
You did.
And when I got ready to get married, Dad said, well, you know, they may still have our wedding invitations sitting over in Lakeland because we never picked them up. And I said, well, I don't think I'm getting married on the same date you two had planned.
Yeah.